we're going to roll in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Away with Words, the podcast. It's your girl, Bree Stories.
It's A Tati.
And it's MJM Kid.
Hi. So, this week we are truly into the thick of the holiday season. It's getting real wintry in this bitch. So I just thought that we have a conversation about remedies.
Oh, fun.
We'll get into it. But before we do that, want to make sure that you all are subscribed wherever you're listening, whether it be on YouTube or Apple or Spotify, wherever you are hearing this. Please make sure that you are subscribed. Please make sure that you engage if you have a moment to do so. Send us a rating. Send us a review. We would love to hear from you. If you are looking at this on Instagram or YouTube or Spotify, I believe has a video, comment below right now your favorite holiday song.
That's a good one.
Thank you so much. So yeah, other than that, you want to break some ice?
Sure.
Yeah.
If you had the choice, would you rather be able to have free food at any restaurant for the rest of your life,
Oh, shit.
or get your hair done for free at any establishment or by any person for the rest of your life?
Food, restaurant.
Hair.
Food, any restaurant. Any restaurant? That sounds crazy.
There's too many options.
I cannot even explain to you how happy I would be.
Yeah, let's pull up here because I get free food.
It's like, oh, let's pull up here.
And
Right, I'll just go with you guys.
and
With my hair done.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
is it just me, or can I bring people, and the people that I bring can also get
No,
free
it's
food?
just you. But I mean,
You can
could
get whatever
probably
you
share
want,
your
though.
food.
Yeah, you get whatever you want.
Or
I'm
like
going
order out and take it
crazy.
home, you know.
I'm going crazy.
I'll definitely food.
God.
Because I want to get my
That's my
barber
dream.
money. I want to get my barber money.
You want to look at them in the face and say, "Here's your money."
Yeah, because you did such a good job in my head.
Yeah.
If I was a guy, I would pick food because
Right.
haircuts.
Our serious business.
It, yeah,
It is serious.
but it's not $350.
Yeah,
That's true.
You know, and that
you're
type
right,
of
you're right, you're
all
right.
that
true.
craziness. Like, so if
Yeah.
I was a guy, I would definitely pick food.
But the way that I eat, I would say
But-
I would have so much more money to do crazy hairstyles.
Oh, yeah.
I would get $1,000 weave install if I just didn't. If I didn't have to pay for food.
No, I
What?
want my hair whipped and dipped for free. Anywhere,
Yeah.
any place. I want to
feel
be able
that.
to find all the celebrity people.
Well, what's the
that
first
be doing
hairstyle
the
you
things.
want?
Yeah.
What would be the first
Bust
hairstyle
down middle
I would
part.
want? I don't know. No, you know what? I would probably go get those locks that Megan Good always be wearing.
Oh, she
How
does
be
wear those
keeping
well.
her hair in those fox locks.
Yeah, I see
all the
those.
time. I would probably go and get those.
I gotta take a look at her page.
Yeah.
looks good.
She wears those a lot.
She looked great.
And they
in
be
those.
and they be looking really nice. And
Yeah.
then Charlamagne got his wife them too.
Oh, okay, period. So
I
it's a
see.
thing.
Yeah, I had seen him on one of the shows. He had told her, he was like, "Yeah, remember I asked you where you get your hair done because my wife wanted her hair done like yours." And he was
that's
like, "So then I
awesome.
hooked my wife up."
I love that.
Oh,
Yeah.
go
That's
Char.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you want to start us in the check-in, Tots?
Okay.
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 Physically,
We bored her. We
Just
bored her.
tired.
physically, I'm feeling a little tired.
Yeah. I
knew
right
it.
now.
I knew it.
So like, yeah, I understand.
Emotionally, I feel kind of disconnected. Like I feel just kind of like I'm floating. or
Yeah.
something right
Word.
now. Like I don't feel
Same.
grounded in the space right now. It could be because I just got so sleepy or
Yeah.
something. But
Yeah,
like
we're kind of tired today.
my attention still on 2023. You know, still on holiday season. Holiday season, nigga.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about spiritually. Spiritually, I feel spiritually I feel I don't know. I can't
All
think of the
there we
right
go.
word.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, spiritually, I'm going to go with that.
All right, good.
Feeling like I don't know.
Look, that's your
Yeah.
journey, baby.
Yeah.
Come on.
You're
Physically,
silly.
I feel.
Not this.
So silly.
Nah.
It's being ridiculous right now.
Yes.
I feel physically ridiculous.
Yes.
It's kind of fun.
I like that. I like that.
My eyes are kind of heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Emotionally,
Like a baby.
it's always joy in this
Count it
space.
all joy.
So I can't even like be like I'm just so drained. Like no, every time I get here, I feel so much joy. You know what
For
I mean?
real.
With my girls.
That'll
I
really
do
be
that.
getting here because once I'm
I
here,
can do that to you.
Yeah, like once we walk down here, it's like we're here. And
we're
it's-
doing it.
So with my girls,
My bitches.
my attention is on. It's actually on all these damn grab bags I got snuck
Not
into.
all these damn.
Yeah, it's like 3 of them. And it's just like, come on, y'all. But y'all asked me that.
We should do that one year.
Yeah, and see, here we go. Let's see, here we go. Add it to another
Not this year.
That's it.
I just said 1 year. That'll make it. I think that's a lot simpler. Buying one gift instead of,
It is
Yeah.
simpler.
you know,
It is. It is.
if it's like a big group of like friends being like, oh, we're just gonna do a grab bag.
Yeah. The last
Yeah, but if
one-
it's just the 3 of us, then that's dumb.
No.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so. We don't. Y'all don't know which one of y'all I have. You know? I can
It's
have one
not
of y'all
hard
and
to
you don't know.
guess. But it's not hard to
Well,
guess.
Yes.
I don't know if we should do it like that because only 3 of us. Where we pick a name. I think like it should be a thing where like we each just buy a gift and like put it in a bag,
Like White Elephant?
and then like we
Me
just
and
pull it
Matthew
out.
were just talking about White Elephant.
Yeah.
And he wants to do that. So
It's a
that's
good
another
time.
one I got added into. So
We used to
And
do
then
that
we'll
at
just
my
add
job.
Dana.
At my old job.
Oh,
Yeah,
add
So it could be
Dane.
4.
Dana be acting like she's just so above Christmas. She just doesn't do the holidays.
We'll call it something else for her.
Dana'll be fine.
We'll
please.
call it present day.
She loves presents.
Yeah, we'll just
Yeah.
call
Yeah,
it something
exactly.
different.
That would be good. That would be cute. Sorry.
Right. No, and spiritually, I feel, tis the season.
Tis the season.
You know, spiritually, I feel that way.
Yeah.
It's like I'm cool for the holidays, but what's gonna happen after?
I'm ready. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Just start
It's up to you.
Physi-
up to you.
physically I have the faintest reminder that I had a headache at the top at this part in my third eye actually.
Yeah.
Emotionally I'm feeling I don't know. I guess I feel kind of blank emotionally.
All right.
My attention is currently on I'm gonna do a dopamine detox tomorrow.
Oh, fun.
Just not fun. It's gonna be difficult. I'm sure because I've been relying on my phone a lot.
Got it.
But I mean, hopefully it's fine. But yeah, so I have to just prepare myself for that. Have some books and stuff handy. Spiritually, I just feel like a spiritual being.
Yeah.
Okay. So this week's episode is really just dedicated to like it's just dedicated to like feelings, right? So we're in the thick of the holiday season, the winter season. Lots of people get the winter blues. Lots of people get seasonal depression and stuff like that. And sometimes when we think about the seasons, especially like the colder months, I think a lot of us go straight to like sadness and depression. But there are actually a lot of different feelings that go into it. So I want to talk about our own personal remedies because I'm just fascinated by remedies, like the things that were passed down to us, and even like the things that we figured out on our own just as an adult. Like we just figured out like, oh, I figured out that this thing works for me. I figured out, blah, blah, blah. So I want to talk about those things. And I also want to give so by us talking about it, maybe we'll inspire somebody else, but at the end of it I also want to give like some actual science backed remedies for certain feelings so that you can just keep yourself armed throughout the winter season, because emotions come up, things are hard or whatever. So I want to ask the three of us, starting with you, Tati.
Okay.
What is your regular remedy? Like, what is the recipe for your remedy for sadness?
You know,
I do know.
I don't know if these are healthy things.
That's okay.
I like to eat. When I'm sad, I'm definitely when money allows, I'm definitely and it depends on the type of sadness. It depends on what level, because a surface level sadness where I've just been down and I kind of really don't know why, I'm an eater. I'm like, just get a quick pick me up. Like, I'm about to get me a really good meal, or I'm about to buy me something, that I like. Like, I'll go buy me some clothes, or I'll go on Fashion Nova and make a cart and be like, fuck it. Like, we're just having fun today, Yeah. But if it's deeper than that, on some, like, I've been down for days and days or weeks, and I know what the root of it is and everything, I think the only thing that's ever proven to give me any form of relief is exercise. Honestly. Every time I think...
First.
Huh? Oh. I think every time I wake up and I realize, like, oh, you're in a rut. You're in a real waking up every day, and I am depressed. I immediately jump to, you got to get in the gym.
Yeah.
Or you got to start working. You got to start giving yourself some type of routine, some type of something to just, like, feed your spirit and, like, feed your energy and, like, kickstart your day a little better.
I fuck with that.
Yeah,
what about
exercise for me, for sure. I got to go to the gym. But I also like to make lists. I don't even know where they come from.
I love that.
Write this down.
Yeah.
Make a list
I
of
love
these
lists.
things. Yeah. I think lists is our favorite things.
Yeah.
And then I also have to play music.
Yeah.
I like having speakers nearby. I can just like my phone, blast music somewhere.
That's so interesting to me, because I can't listen to music when I'm sad.
Yeah.
Now, especially like the older I get, I feel like I used to when I was like an emo teenager. Like, I'll have my iPod in my ear and I'm just like, like, like when I was sad then. But now that I'm older, that'll spiral me down if I listen to music.
I like that I'll play music that matches my mood.
Yeah.
And I want it make me sadder,
like
but
to
it's
be
okay
sadder.
with that.
Yeah, I do like to.
See, I don't.
I do like to dive into the I'm sad, so now I'm gonna watch a really sad movie. Or I'm gonna listen to a really sad song and just be like, "See, she gets it."
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's just because when I like felt like the worst of my depression, I think that now I have like a perpetual fear of ever feeling that way again. So if I'm sad, I'm afraid of anything that might make it worse, because I'm like, I don't know how deep this can go.
Yeah.
But my remedy, like, I like how you said, like, surface sadness, because it do be different. Just like general, just like, oh, I'm feeling sad. I think in those moments, I'm very able to be like, I can like find like healthy distractions, quote unquote. Where I'm like, okay, let me put on a cartoon, or let me like, watch something that'll make me laugh, or talk to someone who makes me laugh. But when it's deeper sadness, I gotta cry. I gotta cry it out. I gotta cry it out, and sometimes write it out. I do a lot of voice recordings too in my phone, where I just talk to myself. That's pretty relieving for me.
That's cool.
Okay, Tati, what is your recipe for your remedy for anger?
For anger, I think that I think I like to vent when I'm angry. I think if something has really bothered me, like to my core, like I'm pissed, I do enjoy being able to sit and tell somebody, like everything that happened. Like I need to explain this, and this just happened to me. I'm pissed. And then I also am seeking the validation of you're not crazy. I think that hearing somebody agree with me that I have the right to be mad.
Yes.
is what helps me get over being mad. Like, that'll would have helped me be like, okay, like, well, now that I got that out the way, like, woo-saw, time to move on. Can't talk about this all day. But it's like, I need somebody to I just need to know for a fact, because especially if it's a person, like if it's a person that I've gotten angry with, you know, people have you thinking that you crazy, or have you sitting there like, am I living in like the Twilight Zone or something? Like, how are you not seeing what I'm seeing?
Right.
And so as soon as somebody else gives me, you know, confirms it for me, like, no, like you're totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Then I can move on.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh,
that makes sense.
okay. Like,
That's
thanks.
so true.
I love that.
Yeah, when I'm mad at Tati.
When she just
kinda-
pisses you off. Somebody when she just pisses you off.
No, that's really true too. Like, I love to call y'all and tell y'all what's going on with the bullshit. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I should feel that way.
Yeah.
Especially you make sure you validate whatever I'm going through. Both of y'all do, actually.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, exactly. Because, like, sometimes you got to think of it this way. That da-da-da-da. And it's like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And I'm
Come
going
on. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I love that. So it's funny that y'all say that, because I don't think that I think so. Anger is a obviously it's not a new emotion for me, but it kind of is. Like, it's not an emotion that I've ever really acknowledged my whole life. But now I notice just subconsciously I do that. Like, I do vent. Like, I do call somebody and be like, and I always don't mean to. I think I'm always trying to like be above it and just like, you know, but then it's like I always, but that's how I know I'm angry though. Yeah. If I feel like I need to talk about it, or if I am talking about it, that's my indicator of like, oh, this really bothered you. Yeah. You know, so I do think that that's an effective way to get over anger. And also for me, just through talking to my therapist about what anger does look like for me, I have gotten in the habit of like trying to shift that energy in my body. So yoga, if I like, obviously you're not always in a position to just be like, fuck it, I'm about to just do a quick cat cow. But if I'm at the house, like if I am angry, sometimes I'm just like, you know what, maybe let me just try to do some yoga or something, or like do some deep breathing just to try to shift that energy out. Because I believe in sparring, but that's not a thing that we can do in our society where we could just fight people. Like, we can't just do that. But I believe in the act of it because it helps you get that energy out of you, especially if you're doing it with the person that you're angry with. But that's just not an
actual physical sparring,
like
not words.
Yeah,
sparring.
but and because I understand the like the science behind why you feel better after sparring, I think that I try to think about that in just my individual physicality, where I understand like I have to get this out of my body somehow, and I can't fight people, so I try to.
I was like, I mean, right.
So I don't know. Tati, what is your recipe for your remedy for grief or heartache?
Ooh. That I don't know. Honestly, those are feelings that I don't really talk about.
Yeah.
Or I don't express. So I think if I base it off of my past like experience and stuff, my way of dealing with it is just attempting to just move forward.
Get past it.
And not dwell on it or not think about it, because of course, like, I'll still have my moments and like I'll get caught up and I'll get sad or I might cry or something like that. But my day-to-day life, I attempt to act like it didn't happen. Yeah. Or like it's not happening. Yeah. Just so I can, you know, trick my brain to like keep moving and to keep doing what I'm doing. That's what I think.
I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing regardless. It's just I don't, I'm trying not to bring so much attention to it.
Yeah.
It sucks though.
Yeah. Do you find yourself in those moments, like in your trying not to bring attention to it, do you find yourself like gravitating to certain things to like really make sure you don't bring attention to it? Like, oh, I know this will be extra distracting, or like, you know, like, do you find yourself like doing certain things?
Yeah, like just getting in my car and
I was like,
going somewhere. Going to see my friends. I got to be around y'all when I'm in those spaces.
Yeah. That's real.
Yeah. I think like here in this type of space, I am like my regular self, or like I'll tell my friends like, yeah, he really hurt my feelings, but whatever, you know, and like I'll just like keep talking. But when I get in the car on my way home, I'm right back to playing like the same sad song on repeat. Like I'm that girl. Like I'll find an album that I think is extra sad or extra depressing that's all devoted to something, and that'll be on repeat for the next like 2-3 weeks or something. Like that'll be like my therapy, just listening to like these words over and over and over again. And then eventually one day it's like I'll get in the car and be like, oh, I don't feel like hearing that right now. You know, that. And then that be that.
Yeah.
What about you?
Me? For me? Honestly, last time I really I still feel like, and I hate every time I realize like how much grief I have not experienced. Because it's like, oh, well, one day you will, you know? Like, I hate thinking about that. But as far as just, like, general heartbreak, which perpetually heartbroken, really, nowadays, I think that I kind of come into myself a lot. Like, I isolate a lot. Mm-hmm. And that can look a whole lot of different ways. Sometimes it's big sad. Sometimes it's a lot of crying and stuff like that. I've gotten in the habit of like talking to people about it, but I think I really do tend to be a recluse in those moments where I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe that's like one of my unevolved points of just like still feeling like that's too vulnerable a little bit. But yeah, I think that I just cry a lot, honestly. When I felt heartache, I just cry. I just be crying. Love that. Okay, so this is kind of similar, but different. Okay. What is your recipe for your remedy for loneliness?
You know, I don't think I'm a person that really gets lonely. Not in the... Not to that like I've never been lonely.
Of course.
I feel lonely, but in a general, I don't ever really get lonely in the sense of like, oh, I'm by myself right now, and I wish there was someone else here, other people around me. Like I never feel loneliness in that sense. I feel loneliness from circumstances, like having a child, for instance. You know, I'll feel loneliness when I feel like I'm dealing with something that's hard or difficult to go through, and then having that sense of like I'm dealing with this by myself.
Yes.
You know, and that is how like my loneliness comes. Like I'll be like, you know, or like you said, like grieving or just anything, having any like terrible experience, and then thinking to myself like, oh, and you have to do this by yourself,
alone,
or you still have to get up tomorrow. You're still gonna have to go to work. You're still gonna take a care cast. You're still gonna have to, you know, like do the things, and it's only you. Yeah. Or something like those are the things that'll make me be like, wow, like you're really alone, or you're really, you know, this. But being by myself, I be fine. Like I don't ever really like crave what's the word for it?
Like camaraderie or like companionship?
Yeah, companionship. Like I don't necessarily crave companionship unless I have a companion. You know, like I'll miss a specific person. Yeah, but like if I don't have a person, like I'll be fine.
Yeah. What about you, Michael? Do you find yourself needing a remedy for loneliness? And if so,
I think I sit in my loneliness when I feel lonely. I'm like, you're feeling lonely. You're feeling lonely right now, so sit in your loneliness right now.
Oh, wow. I love that.
It only happens when I'm, like, at home, like, in my room.
Yeah.
Honestly. And I'm just like, well, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
I'd ask my question, like, you feel lonely, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Turn something on, play some music, make a list. And those are the things. And I not immediately don't think about it after that.
Yeah.
After that, I have to acknowledge the fact that I'm feeling lonely. After you acknowledge it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a big part of it though. A lot of times, a lot of those big feelings like sadness and loneliness and stuff, those things tend to linger when we're like, we'll get to like week 2 of it, and then as soon as we say the thing, then it's like, oh, it's starting to dissipate already because I said it. You know, exactly. Loneliness is a doozy for me because I never in a million years thought that I would feel lonely, and that shit sucks. But when I do now, I think that I really want to learn some balance in it, because right now I think that my my response to loneliness is like to surround and submerge myself with friends. Like it's not enough to just be like, oh, I'm about to go. I'm about to tell Michael to come over. I'm about to call. All right, or it don't like that. Don't be feeling like enough when I'm at my brink of it. Because a lot of times I'm just like going through loneliness day to day, and then I hit a point where I'm like, I can't do this today. But instead of me just going to a place, then it's just like I'm having a party. Like everybody come over. You know. I sound like that. Everything sounds like a TikTok sound to me.
Yeah, okay.
Like I'm robbing a store. You know that one?
Yes,
Like, I'm robbing a store. That's what I just thought about. But it's just like it goes to that immediately. Just like, okay, I got to be around a bunch of people. Or if I've been feeling lonely all week and then somebody tells me like, oh, we finna go to, you know, somebody kick it. I'll be like, yep, okay, bet. You know?
We're all going.
Like I feel like I haven't. And I don't know. I guess I got to pay closer attention. Like, do I not feel appeased in like more like one-on-one stuff if I've been lonely for a long time? But I think I don't. I know why. I think that something about going from a lot of people to 0 people feels more comfortable than going from 1 to 0. Like, if I spent the whole day, like if you came over and we just spent the whole day just chilling at my house, as soon as you left, it would feel bad. Right. But when a bunch of people leave, it's just like, oh, a bunch of people were here.
I did all
because you be ready for a bunch of people.
Yeah, kind of.
Ready
probably
to get
that
back
too.
To your
I'd be like,
space
okay,
and
cool.
down.
Like
one person doesn't like change the vibe that much. It's literally just company,
and they added to it just enough. It's kind of like I don't want that thing to leave now. It's like you brought something here that I would like to keep at. But yeah, when it's a bunch of people, then it's like, okay, go from 100 to 0 real easy.
Like I'm actually overwhelmed. Like y'all overstimulated me.
Yeah.
So now I need
and I think that's why I need to find some balance, because it's like I don't want to go from no stimulation to overstimulation back to no stimulation, because that just feels kind of like that's probably not good for my nervous system. But yeah, currently that's my remedy though. So I would love to work on that. Okay, last one.
Yeah.
What is your recipe
for disaster?
For your what is your recipe for your remedy for horniness?
Well,
Ew. That's so gross.
You know what? I don't really have one because
she just does it.
I mean, sure, if I can,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I am not at liberty to always have sex like whenever I want to, you know. So if I don't have access to my partner where I can, if I'm feeling horny and so I'm just like, oh, I'm coming over. If I'm not doing that, then I'm not doing nothing. Like,
so you just ignore it.
Yeah.
Or do you acknowledge it at all?
About it?
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Now I will do that. Like I'll acknowledge it like on the phone, or like I'll just want to like talk sexy all day.
Yeah.
And do that type of stuff.
That's so cute.
Or like start like, you know, sending pictures or like
Period.
not
What are
nude
those
picture
pics?
guys. Not nude pictures.
Talk about not
guys.
nude.
What the fuck?
No.
Talk about
no,
what?
not nudes. But you know, just pictures, period, just so, you know, I can get acknowledgement. Just so I can get the, like, oh, you fine, or oh, you this, or oh, you that. You know, just so I can feed another part of that, like, energy, since I can't get the thing that I want.
I love that. I love that.
What do I do?
What would you do?
What would you do? That's so sad.
I know. So not
Y'all are crazy.
Not the vibe for this.
There have been times recently where I try to ignore it, but I can't.
There have been times where I've tried to ignore it, but
I really can't ignore
never
it.
works out. I end up getting
Yeah.
slutted out every time. That's what
Thank you.
Bust that wire open.
Thank you for that, because it's true. I don't know.
Thank you for that.
I gotta act on it somehow. Maybe I go back to Twitter for a little while to see
Period.
where it goes from there.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
if I got access to text somebody some wild shit, I'm cool with that for a little while. And then probably get right to it, right? Find somebody you can do it with.
Yeah.
I have to act on it.
So for me, same. And I kind of do want to. Well, I guess it doesn't have to change. I just want more balance in my life. I think that's another reason why I'm going on having a quote unquote dopamine detox, where I'm just spending the day without my phone and stuff, because I'm literally, everything is there. Everything.
You can see whatever you want.
Everything. Yes. So even like stuff that's not internet based, even like the fact that I still have saved videos of like me and my ex and stuff like that, you know? So I do go to those things quite frequently. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think that there's anything wrong with it, but I do think I would like something different to happen for me to learn to, like, I don't know. I think this is probably just me being woo woo too, like channel your sexual energy, like instead of like immediately being like, oh, time to, you know, like what can I do with this energy instead, which I think I've like began to touch on a little bit, but for the most part, like my human self always kind of wins that battle, where it's like, girl, we're just gonna come, right? Like, you know, like instead of me like trying to meditate and like deep breathe and stuff and do all that stuff, which I do enjoy doing and I do get pleasure from sometimes, but like for the most part in my day to day, it's like, get the vibrator, you know. It's like every day. So yeah, thank you for indulging in that part of this conversation. For us and for our listeners, I do want to give a couple of remedies that I got just off of the interwebs, just in general, because I think that it's just important that we continue to stay tuned in with ourselves and arm ourselves with certain remedies, especially if during our conversation you thought about what your remedies have been for some of those emotions, and maybe you don't feel like it's the healthiest thing or it's the most productive thing. And well, for one, I'm going to tell you, as long as you're not harming anybody, I want you to know that you're not wrong in any way for whatever you feel like you have to do to bring yourself some comfort. And a lot of times you're better off just going ahead and doing those things, because when you try to suppress the urge to do certain things, then it gets bigger and bigger and becomes way bigger than it needs to be. So if you are someone who emotionally eats, it's okay, you know, just do whatever you feel like you need to do to bring yourself some comfort and then get yourself back to balance or whatever. But these remedies I got off of the internet. I'm only going to cover sadness, anger, and grief, just because loneliness feels kind of similar to sadness and horniness feels kind of personal. So I didn't want to tell you how to do those things. Also, please note that these are just general remedies for, like Tati said, kind of those surface emotions. If you're feeling like anything that feels close to mental instability or illness, anything like that, depression, please do, if you have access to, talk to a professional about that. I don't want you to take any of these things and apply it to something as big as depression or any other type of mental illness, okay? Okay, so for sadness, I got this from an article in Forbes, actually, called 5 Remedies Against Sadness Used by Extraordinarily Happy People. And the 5 things that they said, the first one is allow yourself a pleasure. And they noted that chocolate, not Reese's and Snickers, but like dark chocolate, like 70% cacao type shit, that's actually a natural antidepressant. So offer yourself a little treat.
Well, that chocolate makes me sad.
For example, I mean, but I say also have the Snickers. Have the
Don't
Snickers.
have that snack.
The second thing they said was take a long bath before sleep. So if you have access to a bathtub, getting a good soak is a good way to alleviate some. just not you having a critique for options.
No, right before bed takes way too much time. I'm trying to go to sleep.
It does not.
Yeah,
I like a bath before bed.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna do it tonight.
I like a bath.
You like a midday bath?
Before bed.
Yeah, kind of like on those days when you're like in the house all day.
Yeah.
I'd like a midday bath.
I mean, I do too, but I'm a sleepy girl though. I can always go. One thing about me, I can always go to sleep.
Like a bath before a nap.
No. Before sleep. Before I go to sleep. So like
you'll go to sleep for the night at like 6.
No, I'm saying I can take a bath at like 8 and go to sleep at like 9 o'clock. And
that's not midday though.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't need. You were saying no.
I thought you were
to
selling,
sleep, and I was saying I like a bath before bed.
Right, but then you were like, I'm also the kind of girl that can. So I thought you were about to be like, so I can take a bath early and I can still go to bed for the night.
No, I won't go to bed for the night, but I can go to sleep at any time. So I won't be, because I thought you were saying like it's too much stuff to do at night, so then you don't even be sleeping no more, because it do be like that.
Oh no, but for me, I just meant like I just be ready to go to bed.
Oh,
when I'm ready to go to bed.
That's why you gotta plan it out. Like, that's why you gotta plan it out. You gotta plan it out. And yeah, anyway,
give me the next one.
Sorry. So take a long bath before sleep. The next one is just cry. Just cry. Get it out.
That's the best.
Get it out.
No.
The next one says, the next one says, meet with some loved ones. So meet with some friends.
Oh yeah,
get around some people that you fucked with. You know, people that you love.
Like I'm gonna say, like my family.
No, the people that you love.
I love my
not your family. The people that you
love.
I love my family.
The very last thing on this list is to spend time in nature. For sure. And if you have access to I know that this is very privileged, but I live right off of a lake.
Yeah, you do.
And being near water is
that probably the only thing I can do.
It doesn't.
Everything else I can't.
Yeah. Can't what?
I don't want to go into like
the woods.
I want to be around water.
Yeah. I mean, whatever nature is for you. If you have a beach nearby, or if you do like trees.
I would love to have a big window.
Or a garden, if you have a garden in the back. Like, just somewhere where you can breathe fresh air and be outdoors.
I would do that if I can walk barefoot.
Have a big window and like open the window. And then sit next to it.
Let's walk barefoot through the woods.
I would love that.
That's fine.
I would love to watch nature.
I do. Anywho, guys, okay.
Come on. Come on.
This is for anger, and this is from healthline.com. Okay. So the first one is to do a countdown. So count down from 10. If you're really pissed, try to count down from 100. When you do that,
that's what that sounds like what they tell little kids to do.
It's not childish because it actually lowers your heart rate, and if you lower your heart rate, you'll have more clarity. So that's the biggest thing when you are angry. You want to make sure that your response to your anger is reasonable, because sometimes you get angry and you do things that you regret. So instead of responding directly to anger, taking some time to count, breathe, whatever you got to do. They said 10 from 10 or from 100 if you're real pissed. Just try to whatever you got to do.
Just be still counting. 47.
Whatever you gotta do, and it's like as soon as you feel your heart rate, it does. It really does help, though, for real. And so the next one says, move your body. Move your body. Let the energy move. Whether that is you going to the gym real quick, or like going for a run, or one of the things that I like to do, I turn on a song and I just was like, I have to move. I don't care if it is dance, cool dance, but move for the duration of this song, and then let's sit down and think about this again. So move your body, get the energy out of your body, because when it stagnates, that's how you get cancer too, child. When you let energy of those emotions just stagnate in your body and it never moves. So yeah. The next one says write it out. Write it down.
That definitely works.
Free write. I love to put a timer on and just free write. Sometimes it's gibberish. Sometimes it doesn't make any sense at all.
That's okay.
But you're just writing it out. You're getting it out. And sometimes I press real fucking hard, and it's just like you
bitch.
You damn near putting like a hole in the paper. Just get it out. Get that energy out. Next it says laugh.
That's my favorite thing.
Get some laughter. You know.
You gotta go find Mindy really quickly.
It's very effective. Or talk to somebody that. My friend Ari is somebody, I don't know if it's her or if it's me, but she is somebody that I talk to, and I'm always able to, in me expressing my anger, somewhere down the line, I say it in a way that makes us laugh, and that always helps.
Who do y'all go for laughs? You know what I mean? You go for me for laughs?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you, Dana.
Just hearing that girl's name made me laugh.
The clowns of the group. Yeah. You and Dana.
Or just us as a whole.
I think I'm pretty funny.
Yeah, I think you're funny.
My humor is a little dark, but
I think we all, we all feed off of each other in the way that I feel like groups of long-term friends do. So,
definitely.
like, we have our own specific form of humor and things that we find funny that other people necessarily like don't be thinking is funny. So when we're all in a room together,
it always helps.
It's nonstop laughing.
Also, my mom and her brothers, my mom and her uncles as a unit.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I would call my Uncle Kai. My Uncle Kai is my favorite uncle, by the way. I would call him sometimes and just have a conversation with him. But, like, if I want to laugh, I would just say something in the group chat with my mom and her brothers and my brother, and something will ensue.
Right.
So that makes me grateful.
That makes sense too. Because I'll probably just say something to y'all, and
yeah,
y'all gonna react,
and our reaction is gonna tickle you.
Laugh. Yeah,
exactly.
You be like, Tati, what the fuck?
Yeah,
and then I immediately just get pissed. I'm like, what are you
talking about?
So,
I'm like, you're being
and
ridiculous.
You just have a great time with it.
Yeah, and you'll be having a blast.
You be like, thanks for helping.
It's
Thanks
true.
for coming.
So who do you go to for a laugh then, Mike?
I mean, I think I do. I just call anybody I can get a reaction out of.
Oh yeah,
but
you
who do I
it
get
for
a
yourself.
laugh? Yeah, I do it for me. So like, wow, you're still being a dumb bitch.
Wow,
Like, what are you
that's-
talking
he's
about?
just
I'm like, oh,
nuts.
never mind. Sorry.
Talk about whoops.
Yeah.
So stupid. The last thing on the anger list is practice empathy. And this is something that so here's the thing. This is one of those things that I've learned that, like, I have to keep this to myself. When I am experiencing somebody else being like any derivative of angry, right? So sometimes it's not anger, but sometimes it's like being irritated or being frustrated. Yeah. And I am always that girl of just like, well, maybe they didn't mean it that way. Or like, you know what I'm saying? And they be like, shut the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Some of our friends, some of our friends really don't like when I do that. But
yeah, I'm one of them, depending on what the situation is.
Cause but empathy, I feel like it just I thought that it was interesting that I found it on this list because it's really a thing that I do. Like, if I'm angry at somebody, I do try to be like, well, let me just try to venture into how they could have got to that. And a lot of times I'm not angry no more because I'm like, yeah, we don't have the same brain. We don't have the same experience. They have every right to have thought that, and I don't think it, but they did, and whatever.
I think of me having that same exact experience works in a way where it reaffirms my anger. Oh. Like, I think because I automatically in every scenario I'm quick to think of how the other side would feel or how they would handle it. But then within that process, I'm going through the whole scenario. I'm like, okay, so even if they were to feel this, and this, then it's like, okay, so how would you move forward handling this? It's like I'll come to the point in my head where it'll be like, yeah, even if they did feel this way, it still doesn't make sense that they would do this to you, or, you know, or that they would handle it like this. It's like, because I see both sides, I'll rationalize it so much to get to the point where in my mind I'm like, yeah, so either way I look at it, you're wild as fuck.
Yeah.
Or something like,
yeah.
I'll look at it like that. Because if I come to the place where I'm looking at it and I'm like, no, I see what they mean, then I am not so angry.
I think for me, I don't be seeking to see what they mean. I seek to see how they got there, as far as like way deeper than just like deeper than the situation. Just like wow, their mama didn't teach them that. Like deep. Like you don't have the same thing in my brain. Like my brain responds to this thing in a very specific way, and I can understand how yours doesn't because you weren't raised like I go like way deeper than the situation at hand. But and that usually helps me just because I just be like, you know,
I don't get angry with
I don't want to be angry. Like, so I try anything to not be.
That was great.
So I thought that was cool that was on that list. And then the last one I got from psych.co around grief and heartache. And the first thing that they say is to accept your feelings and allow yourself space to grieve. So like allotting yourself the space to actually feel what you're feeling. And I thought that was good. Next one said exercise. So moving your body, spend time in nature. So same as sadness. Also, finding pleasant and healthy distractions. So making sure that what you distract yourself isn't like, you might not want to drink, you know, you might not want to go on a drug binge, you know, but like something healthy and pleasant. So maybe a silly movie or talking on the phone with someone who you find pleasant, stuff like that. And then, that particular article didn't have a lot of stuff. So for the last one, I added for my woo-woo girls and guys and theys and thems, if you are into aromatherapy, a lot of herbs that help with grief and stuff like that are herbs like lavender, chamomile, rose, stuff like that. Things that are things that are cooling to your just energy. So yeah, get yourself some herbs, smoke them, smell them, whatever you want to do. And yeah, I just hope that all of us go into this season and beyond with just feeling a little bit more supported and armored in the ways that we are able to support ourselves in the way that we feel. Your feelings are normal. Your feelings are natural. Your feelings.
I knew that was coming next.
You have room to feel everything that you feel. So the same amount of space that you allow yourself to feel joy, you are totally allowed to allow yourself that same amount of space for your grief, for your sadness, for your anger. And you are valid in your feelings. And I love you, and we all love you. And we're going to talk to you. Oh, we didn't even do the things. Please continue to do all the things that you've always done. Follow us where we can be followed. You can follow us at Away With Words, the podcast, on TikTok and on Instagram. And you can follow me there at Bree.stories and at Bree_stories on Twit. And you can follow at A_Tati on Instagram and at Hey Tati on Twit. And you know that you should be following at MJMKid and at Moments_Stu. Because you just should. And also follow our behind the scenes extraordinaire. Please be easy. We love y'all so much, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Everybody say bye.
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 Yeah.